What's up, guys and gals, and welcome to a Sunny review. And today we're taking a look at a big Drunk Satanic Massacre. And now, full disclosure, this is an adult game, so if you have any children nearby or have this review on full audio out loud, there is sexual references and themes, so just a heads up. But before I go any further, if you guys end up enjoying this video, please hit that like button and sub to the channel for more game reviews and gameplay videos. But let's take a look at a big Drunk Satanic Massacre on the Nintendo Switch and PC.
And don't forget to check out our swinging sexual health workshops. All this and more can be yours.
Now, the game's a top-down twin-stick shooter with very light RPG elements, and people have been comparing it to Doom and Diablo having a baby. Well, the only thing that actually compares to Diablo and Doom is maybe the hell setting. The game is its own thing, and it doesn't shy away from that. The setting here is simple. You're Satan's son, and you're taking back hell and rescuing damsels in distress while doing adult things with them. The dialogue in this game is actually pretty funny, and I enjoyed this portion, but from a story standpoint, unfortunately, it's really all I really enjoyed. The game isn't really about any story, but more about its raunchiness. Now, the gameplay here is pretty simple. I played this with a controller, and you'll be moving with the left joystick and aiming with the right. Each gun has a normal shot to use, but also has a special action. The pistol unloads a ton of rounds when hitting the special ability as opposed to a single shot. The machine gun tosses a grenade launcher, and the shotgun hits with a more powerful blast. Each time you use these special shots, they do take up more bullets. Now, only the pistol has unlimited bullets, so the rest you can run out of, but the game does a good job of refilling your ammo constantly, so while you do run out of ammo from time to time, you rarely don't refill your ammo right away. Now, the game has a unique way of handling your health bar. As Lou's Satan's son, you have your health that is dictated by drinking your milk. If the green bar ever drops to 0, you end up dying, but if you keep it filled by drinking, you stay alive. There's also a rage bar that is pretty overpowered, which I think is the point. If this ends up filling up, Lou goes into like this weird Satan mode and just obliterates everything, even including the bosses. The bar fills up by killing enemies and picking up red globes, as well as drinking your milk. Now, there is some RPG elements, but this is pretty tacked on. I never figured out if there was some form of an experience bar or something. The game just doesn't show it, so I would essentially level at random. When you do level, you can put it in health, extra milk, a quicker rage regeneration, or more gun bullets. So really nothing inspiring or anything that really made you feel more powerful. There's also a secondary way of upgrading Lou, and that's by collecting money from the enemies you kill and buying upgrades like more gun damage for specific guns, or buying extra abilities that can complement your rage or give you a chance to come back alive if you die. Once again, really nothing here that was inspiring, as I never really bothered to buy these upgrades, and I just stuck to the gun and damage upgrades. Now, as for the story mode, there is some side quests you can do, but really none of these were necessary, so I only completed a few. You would mostly just get experience, I assume, from completing these and getting more levels. There would be tons of enemies to slay, and that's how this game gets a bit more fun. You'll just be non-stop killing things at an almost too repetitive pace. The game does feature a mini game here. I played it a few times and I didn't enjoy this or really understand the point, but I recognize that this is something that I won't ding the game for, as just something that's just extra content, so I'm never gonna ding a game for that. But yes, the game does feature adult themes and sexual themed content. Lou will do adult things and typically get rewarded at the end of it. He will say outlandish things, which I did find funny, and honestly it's somewhat refreshing to play something a tad different, but this isn't a game that I would let anyone young play. Now, on the PC, there is an adult patch that I didn't get to experience, but it does raunch up the game even more, which I think is kind of awesome if you're looking for some just even more crazy dialogue and crazy setting. The PC version is also $10 cheaper than the Nintendo Switch version, so if this game has your interest, I would suggest picking it up there if you can. Now, the biggest thing that I liked about this game was actually the boss battles. These were easily the most unique looking and creatively created bosses I've ever seen, like the nerd boss, who I found all his satire to be 100% hilarious, or the Mexican Banda skeleton fighter with his guitar mixing his music with the heavy metal was absolutely awesome. And FYI, kudos to the developers. As a Hispanic guy, I've never heard Mexican band music fused with heavy metal, and I think that was brilliant, and that gets a notch for me personally. Ultimately, though, while there were some aspects that I did enjoy with a big Drunk Satanic Massacre, I was left feeling in the end a bit disappointed. There is a ton of potential here for something in this setting to really get people looking for something different than a fantasy or sci-fi setting, but there was just too much for me that I couldn't ignore to enjoy. The visuals on the Nintendo Switch were not good. The PC version looks a tad better, but it's really not a good looking game. The game is pretty short, and really there is no replayability here, so I would suggest to get the most out of it by choosing the higher difficulty settings. You can probably finish the story in around 5 to 8 hours, and really the game being $10 more expensive on the Switch versus the PC is kind of lame. The gameplay felt just a bit too repetitive, and the enemies really get repetitive till you get to the boss fights. My final score for a big Drunk Satanic Massacre is a 6 out of 10, but despite not getting a great score, I think there is still some value and fun to be had here, and if the setting draws you in and the adult themes, I think you're going to enjoy this one. Pick this one up with some confidence. But alright guys, that's going to be it for me on this review. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like button as it's super helpful, and sub to the channel for more gameplay and game reviews, as well as hitting that notification bell. And follow me on Twitch, where I stream every single Friday around 4 to 5 West Coast time. But I'm Sunny. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you all have a sunny day.